Testing. Okay. That's working. Okay, I was gonna try to have my epidemic music playing in the background, but that seems to be a no-go. Testing. Okay. That's working. Oh well. Okay, let's see. Where were we? We've got Sawmill and Stenzel. Hey, 608. No clue where my switches are set. That one's good. That's good. And that one's good. And that one, just enough room there. And that one's good. I wonder if there was any music in... Weird. Oh, no. Backspace. Steam. Very early on that whistle. Hey, Philip. Yeah, we're not entirely set up for full proper anything just yet. Yeah, we'll tie the air in just for the safety. And now do I turn the entire consist around? Nah, we'll run around. It's a good place to do a run around. So hit the brakes. Just stop. Coming into that way too hot. All that or safety stop. Send this end to here. Do I could probably throw it onto this pre-existing line, but I think it's going to get its own track. I love that the inside motion is modeled and animated, and that you can zoom in and see it. This is probably one of my favorite parts. Steam. So we are more or less picking up from where we left off on the last stream. I don't want to bomb into there too damn fast. 20 is reasonable. And dump the air, because I'm not paying on nearly enough attention. Half tempted to just kick it. I feel like that's a mistake. So next I'm gonna go grab the baggage car. Oh, there's the annotation. So I'm gonna go grab the baggage car. I'm gonna put it on with on with the coach. What up, hey, mo man? And then we'll probably put this in the shed and fast forward to the next day. I'm terrified to see what my safety rating is going to be after last week's stream, as I absolutely binned the poor number 2. How's your repairs coming? 64, not bad. Full brake. That caboose looks a little worse for wear already. Closer. Hopefully this is actually a functional baggage car safety stop. 100% boiled. Let's see. Solaris. Hello, Solaris, and welcome to the stream. Just finishing up last week's movements. Or we skip to day 2. Got the Eel Bridge project in progress. And I think, oh, don't break on me, game. Ela Bridge is in progress. Yeah, I like the people that intentionally try to get 0% safety. The good news is it wasn't on a passenger train, so everything is fine-ish. I think I set up some automated messages from Stream Elements. I feel like they should have gone through by now. Let me... Oh, they got turned. They deactivated themselves. All right. See, I think that is good. Let's go ahead and go into the shed. Should probably get some coal first. Boost can stay on the head end. So the number 1 here is going to be the primary passenger engine until it can no longer handle the service. And as long as I don't put it on the ground again, the number 2 will be our freight engine. tons of coal. Little. All right, let's see. Well, I do that. Milestones. Ela Bridge and track project is progressing. Let's see, 9,500 to go take down to Silva. I'm not overly concerned about the Whittier Yard or the diesel stand. Whittier Yard is a track mod. I am terrified when that breaks. Hopefully Rail Loader will have been replaced at that point, but well, we shall see. Make sure switches are into the open berth. Yes, I do use mods. I've got... This is probably my biggest mod right here that I use, the an expansion to the sawmill. But I've also got a mod that adds this connection. It adds some extra yard tracks here. I think I've got all of Alina's map mods. I've got quite a few locomotive mods. I got little tank engines. Got some diesels. I got lots of far more coaching stock than I have any. Oh, teak. But yeah, if you are just getting into the game, I do recommend not getting too much into the track mods. Nope. Because Rail Loader, the guy behind it, kind of threw a hissy fit because American politics. And he banned all American players from getting Rail Loader, Strange Customs, and all his other stuff. And well, obviously that kind of pissed off arguably the most vocal group of gamers. Not only are you combining foamers, you are also combining American video game players. Dude got upset that he was essentially getting told to F off. So what does he do? He F's off. Oh well. It's not... If that is your reaction to... If you try to bring politics into a video game, you have no place in that community, in my 2 cents. But if you do want to attempt adding mods as the game sits, make sure you're not downloading multiple mods that affect the same area. So don't go downloading multiple sawmill mods, multiple mods for the interchange and yard here at Whittier. Don't try. So far, all the mods I've tried using are pretty clear as to what they can as to what they conflict with. Oh, everything's going to the sawmill. Oh, repair track. Let's see, are you back in 100? Let's see the score. 77, not bad. 100% on everything else. Can I upgrade any of my contracts? I cannot. All right. Let's go ahead. Grab number 2 here. Why would you want to destroy your revenue source? Agreed. I mean, to each their own. It's a video game, so if you're going to cause a derailment on a vintage steam train, this is where you'd want to do it. Okay, I really don't need the caboose, but I should probably get it out of the way of the passenger train. Hopefully the bot starts putting messages in here at some point. Safety stop. Control T. That. And that. And back to the engine. Well, talking about the mod situation, but oh, as you have. Yes, I started a new save. My original save I started when the game came out. I have the track work completed to Andrews. I think I have signaling completed, but I'm not entirely sure. But I've got so many cars running at once that it's just, it's a lag fest. So, new game, minimal lag, all for the sake of streaming. I gotta check a message here. Oh, I also probably need to run the log cars up to the or back to the... Where the hell are you going? This is my biggest issue with the freaking auto engineer. Like, yes, the track was technically blocked when you started, but the pathing is just crazy. Did I throw the switch? I did. I'm gonna let that idle because I need to go share a post here. Copy link. All right. Nope. Also done the lot scene where if you put too many mods, it's not that it's unplayable. It's just gets massive lag spikes, and it's not something I want to put. It's not stream friendly. We'll put it that way. Screenshot for a hypothetical next stream. These aren't going far, so I'm not going to worry about the oil. I take that back. 74. 30. 34. 32. All right. And we're going to go ahead and let the passenger go in here. So how many? Okay, YouTube absolutely needs to get rid of this part thing that is just in the way. And we will get to this passenger consist coming here. Do need to get to the cars at Ela here. They're ready to come back. Okay, we're going to let him go. Hey, Streamlabs is working. Cool. So how many mods are there for this game? There's a lot. There's quite a few. There's a lot of different options. You want a more... If you want a more intense gameplay, you can get mods to add industries, adjust industries. Like, I didn't like the original layout of the... Oh, that's nice. I didn't like the original layout of the sawmill, so I found a sawmill mod that added more track inbound or outbound tracks. I didn't necessarily care for the log tracks or the wood chip tracks, but they came with it, and I kind of like this. It also increases the input and output. So you need more logs per day, and you can get more cars. Along with this, I also got a mod to increase the production of the logging camps. There's all sorts of locomotive mods. You want to turn your railway British? There's an A1, there's a J70, there's an 08, though the 08 never worked for me. These cars that have actual road names on them, rather than just reporting marks and car data. These are mods. The locomotive here, the white lining is mod. The caboose, I think the caboose is... Yeah, the caboose is standard. Nope. Let's see. Let's understand how many mod. Yeah, okay. And yes, Streamlabs is working. That is wonderful. Feel free to join the Discord. Stay up to date on my videos. I also have it set to notify me when the Riddleman Buck posts, because I'm a moderator in his stream, and I kept forgetting about them, so I had to do something. Right, while I wait for this to coast. Right, and I've got some other adminning things to do in other servers. I believe that's sir. Thank you for joining 608 Sawmill, and then he has 4 log trains. The sawmill. Yeah, so this sawmill has 3 log tracks, and they can connect directly into the logging spur. which is nice. Once you get bigger operation, you can just push them in, pull them out. That's what she said, yada yada. I don't have any mods actually affecting the track layout of the logging camps. Would be nice to have yes, that would be nice for early game. Especially there's also a mod to require the use of cabooses or observation cars on auto-engineer trains. Without it, if you have it and you don't have a caboose, auto-engineer can't go above 25. An early game where you have to have, where you don't necessarily have enough dedicated power for multiple contests like that, I think that's absolutely perfect. Okay. And hard brake. There. Not entirely sure how to go about putting the parts car where I want it. I'm thinking I might just kick it. Should have that. Should have a said log. Should have. Should have said log runs? Oh, do you mean like... No, that would be log flu. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not 100% sure. So next, I think we're going to run the log cars up to the logging camp. I don't know, red just seems right. And we can push that back further when we get to it. All right, let's see. Send that away. And back for the logs. That switch, that one's set. I should have headlight. Okay. On to dim. It's daytime. On to dim. Should have said log runs. I run my freight trains as the last cart spotted in the system. Right. What's the drops in the rear and pickups in front. So later in the game when I'm actually have a ton of freight to run, what I'll do is I'll send everything. But what I do on my first save everything that gets interchanged down at Silva, except for what needs to go to Silva or Dillsborough, gets put on a train to Bryson. Anything that's north of Dillsborough gets put on a train and goes to Bryson. Anything that's comes from Andrews also gets brought down to Bryson, except for what's at Andrews. And I bring them all to Bryson, and I have, you can see this big ass yard here at Governor Isle. I'll sort them into trains that need to go back north and trains that need to go back south, or I guess technically west and east. Do you just... Yeah, I just shove it up the hill. So I don't use L3 up at the top here. I just use this for the pulpwood cars. I just use L2 and L1. I never got around to expanding into Walper, but I kind of hope to do that. What is going on? Oh, that's part of the coal mine. I do have a mod to increase the capacity of the coal mine, which seems to be slightly bugged. Unless something changed? I don't know what's going on with us. Oh, because that's where the standard tracks go. Duh. I like that the coal mine exists, but none of the track. Like, what is that? Don't step on couplers. Don't step on the couplers. Stepping all over the couplers. Yippee. I will say that I do have a slight issue with the Whittier sawmill expansion I have, is that when I park multiple log trains on the unloading tracks, it won't finish unloading the initial train that was there. Like, it'll start randomly in the middle of train number 2. I haven't tried with a third train yet. I haven't gotten that much going. I'm gonna have to adjust the timing on the bot because it is not going enough. That's something to deal with next time. And there is... Oh, I had that coach full. Okay. I might already need to upgrade it to a second coach. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, we are going to go ahead and switch over to that real quick. Do that. Him. This is where everything... he's got plenty of time. I like that the map is showing tracks I don't have yet. Oh, no, wait. Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong bets. Right. We'll have you come down to there. So I have local running, the industry switching, and I have an interchange to interchange road, which picks up and drops off cars for the locals. Good system. There's L1 and P1. I'm gonna go get these dropped off, get the engine back down to the shed, and I'm just gonna fast forward an hour. Do I have enough for the 750? Starting to pick up speed. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Wrap the log cars off, get to both engines back at Whittier, fast forward a couple hours, send the passengers off again. Probably bring the log. I don't know. I don't know. I have had an... I feel like I've done 100... I could not tell you what my longest train has been. And I don't really trust... I don't? Oh, God. I don't entirely trust my original save to even open at this point. Otherwise, I'd check and see what my consist is at right now. I think I got a train coming down from Andrews. What do you use for power to go up the Red Rock grade? I just got a message from a job I applied to. Hopefully that works out. I'll worry about checking that later. SD7 to that. Yeah, I ended up with 4 F units, ABBA set. And I have one that ran out of fuel because it didn't take fuel when I bought it. So it's kind of just dead weight at this point. Log train actually loads pretty quick with the mod I have for the logging camp. It increases the production. I couldn't tell you exactly how long it takes. Room for one more car. Maybe. Don't forget to set the brakes. See if we can not put this on the ground this time. But yeah, they've already got the one log loaded, albeit it's only 0.1 log. It loads pretty fast. I should put a list together of the mods I have in here, but I think I might wait until Rail Loader is replaced. Are you coming? You are doing good. 58 out of 60. And for this run, I've SW1 3 of those because I run my logs and pulpwood. Same train when I get paperboard. That other save, I've got the logging Mikado running the pulpwood job. And it typically I let it take the entire empty consist from Silva to Whittier. And if need be, I do sometimes it'll just interchange and take a loaded train back. Sometimes it takes the train up and does the or sometimes it runs light engine up, does the switching, brings the loaded cars, and then shoves the empties back up. I'm not overly efficient. Inside motion. That axle does not look healthy. I do love the caboose interior. Very well modeled. It would be kind of cool to have a functioning dump valve in here, though. See my guy up there. How the hell did I close the door? Little too spicy. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that there's no survival shit in this game. That would be crazy. Although I can totally see them implementing that as another reason to have a caboose. I actually have a caboose meal cookbook somewhere around here somewhere that I've got a few things I want to try. Why are you so slow? Yeah, we'll go get them ordered. One is at the depot. Yep, unloading. And what's costs? Meaning of costs. Whose costs? Or what is costs? Oh, Century of Steam. I'm looking forward to it. I think it might be a little overcomplicated for the average gamer, but watching the devlogs, they've got simple operation options. So I'm excited for it. I think it'll, like, as this time in history is an amazing time if you are a virtual rail fan, virtual railroad or virtual whatever. If you like train games, especially Steam, now is a golden age. If you like diesels, unfortunately you're stuck with shit like Train Sim World, Train Sim Classic. I can't speak about Run 8 or any of the Run 8s or trains. I don't play those. What was I going for? I was going for the, okay, we are going to stop. Let the passengers by. Nope. That's a car to deal with. Maybe we'll deal with it today, maybe we won't. Oh, I'm sure they'll have them. Oh yeah, no, they have absolutely made Century of Steam orientated towards the people that want to work on actual Steam engines but can't, and the people that just want to play the fun train game. Like 3 tons. That's a good point as well. A couple of my buddies from the actual Fever River, we actually did kind of discuss building the club's layout in trains, but that never came to fruition. Of course, we talked about doing a lot of shit, and part of what kind of killed a lot of those ideas was my shitty ass internet at the time. And here we go. You know, I probably could have had the 2 or the 1. Oh, hold on. Stop. I swear to God, I threw that switch. Yeah. Yeah, I'm lucky enough to, A, kind of be able to afford actual models, and B, live within like 20 minutes of a model train club. And then within an hour of a second one. With a little luck, I will have 2 review videos coming out on new models on the Train Club's channel here soon-ish. Feel free to donate to help me do that. I'm pointing at nothing because I don't have a face cam. Yeah, no, I'm sure of the options. If I remember correctly, the devlog about the stoking, they mentioned that you could set it up for auto fire. Seen Jim? Yes, Tea and Moonshine, love them. I was halfway tempted to try to do something similar with my train club, but I'm not that creative or that highly motivated to edit. The thing I do have advantage over Jimmy though is that I can leave my shit set up at the club. Oh, I want to try and find an O-scale club near me. I know of one that's about an hour and a half from me. Hey, worst case scenario, you can always track down Wolf. I'm not confident in this visual cold mode. Never get in Amtrak train. actually have two of those gun cars. And speaking of those, if you ever come across, what is it, Rock Island Models versions of the old Tyco military cars, don't buy them. They are absolutely not worth the money. I hope to God someone is working on a model of the gun for Railroader. That would be hilarious. The Amtrak now has the gun. Wait, what? Let's see, where are we? Just about to the 30 zone. I'll cut off Steam for a minute. Pretty sure the bot should be pushing a donation link as well. Yeah. Yeah, we're out of 30. We'll get to resume track speed, which is whatever I can get this little thing up to. That's what she said. Yes, but so let's see. This game is loosely based around early transition era. So you'd have Korea, maybe Vietnam going. But we are only just... We do have access to first-gen diesels, which is the SD and GP9s and SW1. You know, I think a straight-up military base would be a perfect addition. Those two are still 17 tons, 37. I feel like that's the type of stuff you would want to get offloaded ASAP. Farming supplies, probably seed and fertilizer, farm machinery, and that maybe a separator. It's a... I must be thinking of someone else then. I thought you were out that way as well. It's a shame, Jimmy. Yeah, I agree. Tea and Moonshine was hilarious, but his reasoning is sound. I can't fault a guy for kind of running out of ideas and motivation. That's a shame. We have a few... Yes, we have... I personally try to avoid the more modern stuff. I do have the GP 38 and 39, and I think an SD 40, only because they have required scripts for some. For like, I've got the RS 15 mod, RST 15, and RS 11. Safety stop. What? Okay. Let's see here. Shift T, yes. Let's see. SD60, I think these just had a cool livery. RSD 1517. I like that the RSs have builder's photos. It's quite nice. Let's see. Our SD7, that is base game. MP15's a little too modern. RS-36 is the other Alco. Shame that that doesn't have the builder's pictures. Oh well. GP38 have that for scripts. Jeep 9 base game. RS1 Blue Bonnet. RS1s are cool. All Alcos are cool. Alco Supremacy. Jeep 60. Yes, I know that's rolling away. SW1 base game. RDC. Little four-wheeled switchers, got the 44 tonner and the 60-ton box cab. Ooh, I like that. You have the yes. Yes, I think someone may. Look at I got focused on these logistics of it. Must have been insane. Oh yeah, no. He's talking about having to pack up and pack and unpack everything every time. Ugh. I can't imagine. There's a Trackmobile mod. Do you mean the Unimog? No. There's an actual Trackmobile in it. Didn't somebody make a U25? Yes, I think someone made a U25, U30, and a U50. And yes, I have the F7A and B. My original save, they are my Andrews power. It takes 4 of them to get anywhere. And losing a single one is more or less just death sentence for the run. Let's keep looking here. Let's see, M2. There's a guy in my area that actually has that go at my local shows that has a brass one of these, and I want it so bad, but I can't afford it. CP Hudson's. This is. I want to say that is part of the RLW stuff. I don't know what the LHT is. Yeah, I got a mod that adds versions of all the locomotives with all the versions of tenders within reason. I kind of want to get rid of that. John Allen. That is one of the other articulators I have, I think. I'm not sure. More CP, Mikado, Heavy Mikado. There is no Heavy Mikado. I gotta cut steam for a minute. R48. Oh. Love me USRA 08 or switchers. That is the 30 sign. 282. See, there's the Pacifics. Consolidation. So it took me. Let's see. I originally tried the old the L78, the 2662. That was my original attempt at powering up the hill. It failed. Second attempt was AA set of F units, and I was just gonna try an ABA set, and then I decided, no, let's go for 2B units. SR5 and what? Wait, what the hell does that mean? Yeah, red marble. I should be able to, Andrews, no. Yeah, red marble grade to Andrews. Oh, Kestrel is the... I'll say that's the Streamlined Atlantic. This thing is kind of cool. I kind of want to get to this little P29 eventually. I think it's interesting that most of the mods don't show a picture on the binary. Yeah, I kind of wonder what the deal with that is. I feel like it would be rather simple, but I'm not a modder, so it's got to be more to it than I would think. Trojan. Oh, salvaging. I thought I had the J70s in here as well, but I don't know if they're just not showing up, or if I'm just not recognizing the name. This must be an uphill. Shift click. Shift right click. I know there's a thing. I've always liked the Vanderbilt tenders on. Yeah, Vanderbilt tenders are kind of cool. I think some engines they just look weird on. But I'm honestly impartial to the slope back switcher tenders. What was that? Color pink, light melt, oh. Gardner 64 home. Modded login Mikado. I feel like I'm going to want to grab that. Interesting how Vanderbilt got his name on those tenders. That's interesting how Vanderbilt got anything anywhere. Yeah, switches should be set coming straight through. And we will take this into track 2. Seems reasonable. Let's see, clear that so I can go grab the finished lumber cars. Now, let's see. Vanderbilt's. No, I'm thinking Carnegie. He's got it would be nice to be able to swap. Yes, that would be nice. Like there was a railroad that ordered like itty-bitty tiny switchers with big-ass long-haul tenders. And they would swap out the long-haul tender that they just purchased with the tiny engine for the smaller tenders on their big mainline engines. I think it would be cool. You order a locomotive and you choose the tender with it. That would be cool. I need to get a custom skins. Yes, already read that. While you post in, let's go see. Are they finished? They appear to be finished. They are finished. So I'll go ahead, make a run up, and we're gonna get these out of here first. What's going on with that? I like that. I kind of like that. Getting distracted. You're giving me ideas, Solaris. Don't tempt me. Vanderbilt to tender on a Vanderbilt locomotive. Keep it coming, keep it coming. I don't know if this is gonna fit. We're gonna slam the brakes. Okay, we're gonna run in here and get these loaded cars. Use myself as a marker. Did someone say kaboom? Not yet. More, buddy. I'm not doing too good with my whistle signals. Oops. And I think my parents and my dinner are home. Safety stop. And well, that comes over here. I will be right back. All right, I am back. Let's see here. Yeah. I like the sound of that, Solaris. Suck as with. So, Missouri Rail fan, if you are ready to work on the models, or expect to have to work. Do that, do that. I haven't had a whole lot of experience because I am an idiot that just only likes to buy brand new, and I'm barely capable of working on anything myself. But what I've seen, they typically do turn out to be good runners. No, that's not what I wanted. That is. Let's see. All right, thanks. Brand new. How do you? I don't know. I got the Scale Trains SD9 on that's coming due. I've got the Kira Scale Pena tank, and I've got a Broadway 4-truck Shay that I have no clue how I'm going to pay for. But there should be a donation link in the description if you guys want to help out. I should have gone to that track, but oh well. It's over. What your car they have? Yeah. Be ready to maintain various ways, whether it's swapping it, upgrading to Katy couplers and metal wheels, making sure that there's decent lubrication between the wheels and the trucks, make sure everything's aligned. That and cut steam while I open my nuggies. I thought I threw that. Alright, let's see. Does 3-in-1 oil work, or do I need to buy the real professional stuff with lubricant like a thing of lube in a syringe? So what I typically use, or my friends use, because I don't typically do maintenance, is Labelle number 103A, 105. Typically you can, it's essentially a thin, like sewing machine oil, clipper oil, real thin. I would recommend checking out the numbers on Labelle's stuff and seeing if you can find a cheaper equivalent. Like, no, you don't need the high dollar professional stuff. There are tons of budget options. Technology was there. Do I think that information is available to make real world historical maps using historical data? Yeah. There's all sorts of that information. Shit. And there goes the safety again. A4, not bad. Not terrible. Nope. Let's go through my current pre-orders. KR Models 2 Truck Shape, Broadway Limited 4 Truck Shape. Akira Scale Ping-Tang, Scale Trains SD9. I just canceled my Big Bertha and my Torpedo Wagon from KR Models. I've got the Portapart Twins from Rapido UK. I've got an S160 on order from Rapido UK. And I think that's it for now. Oh, I've got a single coach, Santa Fe coach from Scale Trains for their second run of passenger stock and their second steam engine. I kind of want to order the steam engine, Burke. I've got a Cardinal Rivers Burke. And I've got a American Freedom Train coach set from Broadway on order. I think that's it. For some reason I bought some OO rolling side from tricks to spec fact I only have a body moving track. So HO and OO are the same gauge. The ratio of the actual details is a little different. I think it's 187 to HO and OO is 176. Someone feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but the wheel gauge is the same. As much as you may have good memories with Tycho, it ain't worth shit today. Maybe if you have the exact right version of a certain model, and you find the right collector, maybe. But for the love of God, don't try donating it to a club. Just take it to Goodwill or something. Or put it on your own display. Pleasant memories.
Did you ever have it, Tycho?
I did not have a Tycho Turbo Train. My first model was a Bachmann Casey's General Store Express. I still have that. Albeit I've added DCC to the engine, but I also learned a valuable lesson that oil pastels do not make track work better. Because my understanding of electricity at that time was oil flammable, electricity fire, better connection. I said I do have a Rapido turbo liner. Brass track in general sucks. Okay, if you have something that says West, specifies West Germany, that could be worth some money, but 6 Atlas O Master Gunderson High Cubes and a scale test car. But the scale test car is so tiny. How can anyone say no to that? I have seen a few old Tyco commercials, albeit on YouTube, but they're cool. I like old commercials. Commercials, safety films. Got a whole playlist of vintage railroad commercials and safety films saved for the Beaver Rivers channel. I'm gonna have to go find them commercials again then. Add them to the vintage playlist on the train channel. And safety stop. I feel like not a lot of people will get the test car, so I'll just have her get one after they come in. Yeah. Considering how just random the scale test cars are in terms of rolling stock, it's amazing that companies have actually done them in full, ready-to-run models. I picked up an old Walthers kit a few years ago, and I lost all of the detail parts. I've heard that Nix has done away with. So my railroading experience is predominantly the Illinois Railway Museum. I have. I don't even want to. I don't even know where to start with my caboose collection. We'll put it this way: I've got an entire caboose train that requires some heavy power to pull it. Let's see. CXS done, yeah. I don't follow too much what the class ones are doing beyond what shows up in shit posting groups like the idiots of rail fanning. I assume that is in response to my the scale of my caboose collection. Because of the hills and mountains of sea, yes, our system, it can be difficult to get. Yeah. Yep, understandable. Yes, I'm aware one is at the waypoint. Playing with the 060, yeah. That's actually more or less the consist I was running. One of the consists I was running this weekend at the Model Train Club's open house. Kind of get tired of running the big J class and the Commodore Vanderbilt and Hiawatha Atlantic. So I fired up the little Penzi 060, threw it on the head end of the cabooses I had sitting out, which was, I want to say, about a dozen. Including, let's see, 3 tangent cabooses, 2 Rapido, and a Athearn Genesis DCC Sound.
Any thoughts considering their
Whose situation? Any thoughts on roll? Oh, Railroads Online? I think after whatever happened that caused Heist to abandon ship, or when he got the boot or whatever happened, I think they were more or less doomed. If I remember correctly, they had something happen in the Discord that was some anti-gay or anti-trans shit went down. Moderation didn't do anything about it. It got out of proportion and a bunch of people jumped ship. And then shit just went quiet. Honestly, Railroads Online, a lot of potential, a lot of wasted potential. And we are just going to leave that there. Window. Wait an hour. Probably should have kept that open. Nope. Okay. So anything else ready to move? All right, we are not going to worry about the other end, so we will help more apples. South Shore Little Joe. That is a very rare locomotive to see out. Yeah, railroad. So I'm going to finish with Millman here. Little Joe, you'd have to contact the museum and see if there's any plans to actually run it and plan around that. And best laid plans, mice and men, equipment can be swapped out at any time for any reason. 1630s was supposed to still have 5 years on his boiler ticket, and they pulled it out early after finding some issues with the tubes. Railroads Online was the first in that era. Yeah, Railroads Online kind of kicked off this Steam era video game renaissance. I can absolutely agree with that. I never was able to get into it too much because let's not go through this too fast. The track laying was janky, and I just didn't have enough motivation or enough ambition to set up an entire railroad myself. The switches were kind of my big part. Like, I could get a train from log camp to the sawmill, and the sawmill to the warehouse, but the money just wasn't flowing fast enough for me. I'm sure it's changed and improved, but. And have you heard about rebuilding? I've heard that. That is a Niagara, or is that a Mohawk? Can I help you? Good night. I'm Cap. I would have just like the. Would have been nice to, yeah. I think the splines that they were working on just before all the shit went down the first time would have been perfect. But nice. Always love to see more mainline Steam get back into service. Do you want attention, or do you just want to meow? Just meow, cool. Test runs. So I also believe that having service will help if a situation. Yes. Yeah, the more operational Steam, the better. In the event that shit hits the fan and the nukes start flying. Albeit that also assumes that the trackage doesn't get destroyed to a extent where it is not capable of having anything run on it. Oh, and the the joy of living with yeah. It only comes and bothers me when I don't want to be bothered. Cats. I would kill anyone that tried to do them harm, but they would probably eat me before they even considered avenging me. Actually, no, they'd kill me, eat me, and then try to pin it on someone. At least he's not trying to steal my meal. Why do we get the feeling I'm low on coal? Oops. Yes, I was watching his video of the cat, trying to get the cats to play with the Lionel stuff. That was cute. I don't know if I could be convinced that either of my cats would find any of that interesting, or if they would just completely... A, I don't trust them to not harm my models. B, I can't even get them to chase after lasers or regular cat toys. And yes, hypothetically, I could coast back down, but I'm just going to send the rescue engine up. I should probably auto-engineer this so I don't bin it. Okay, damn near did right there, good lord. That's respectable speed. In this section. I think that's for the entire line going up the hill. How many times have you done a new save since installing the game? So this is technically save number 4. Original save, I still have. Save number 2, I deleted. I kind of immediately lost interest. And save number 3 is a sandbox save, where I kind of go in to check out new loco mods and test track mods before jumping into the main save. Was the tunnel? In all honesty, no. The tunnel should have just been a dig out. But whoever made the mod probably decided, why not? And I can't fault them for that. I need to be watching the line ahead, because I'm not entirely sure where the other train's at. Okay, it's up there. Having fun with the system. Yes. I'm thinking a part of it is just limitations of the existing system. They couldn't terraform it enough. Or they couldn't terraform it to do what they wanted, so just threw a tunnel in there. That's my best guess. Getting closer. Here in Middle Tennessee, there's a bend railroad that has the shortest tunnel on it from the record. The farmer had land on both sides of the railroad. Yeah, that sounds about right. See if I've got enough momentum to coast. Okay, let's see another comment here. Turn from Gatlin, Tennessee to Scottville, Kentucky. $15. Loads up in less than 15 minutes. That's cool. Nice. So it sounds like essentially the Durango and Silverton we have at home. Yeah, that's one way to kill a line. The Mammoth Cave had its own line until the 50s, I believe. Cool. They have their engine and a car. Nice.
Right away is a.
Yeah, I got mixed feelings about rail trails. On one hand, nature path. On the other, you wasted a perfectly good railroad right of way. And probably didn't even check with the local that they actually wanted it or not. You shouldn't leave the train, but I want to. Yep, no interchange. Still keeps. Yeah, that's assuming that it's maintained worth a shit, but yeah, you got a point. Let's try to hit the not exceed 20. Yeah, it's fair. And if you look at the crossover here, there's no frogs. It's just rail intersecting rail. You know, I kind of take back what I said about the. I think they just couldn't get it the way. No, I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, definitely not overly necessary. Next, yeah. Half tempted is to get the fueling stand. Definitely don't need the wood or yard yet. On this rail trail, all the right away at the railroad museum by me. The tracks were tore out back in the 90s and it was all overgrown before they made the trail. Yeah. Like, if the trail's already been, or the rails have already been torn out when the line was abandoned, there's not much you can do. I still don't think. I think just letting nature have its way. I personally think letting nature just have its way with the old right-of-way is a better option. But that's just me being a little... let history be-ish. I didn't have I have no clue about the prototype. You know, I top them both off with fuel here. Right through the cab roof and onto the floor. 3 tons. Alright. There's areas where you can see both rails and trail, yes. trail running right along. Yeah, I live near Devil's Lake in Wisconsin, and the Wisconsin Southern has the park has a trail running right alongside the railway. One year, my scout troop was camping out there, and me and one of the adult leaders, heard a train in the night. No one believed us. And it just became it's a whole joke. I think this is going to do it for this workday. We're just going to go throw this back on the passenger consist. Switches are set and set. And I've named my railroad in this game the Appalachia Southern. Yeah, this is save number 2 and 3. I just let the random gen take it. First save, I called the Fairy Wolf Consolidated because that's kind of what the FWC channel name and whatnot. And then this save is based on the Model Train Club. Kind of wish I could get custom decals done up for the game, but I have no clue where to start, and I don't really want to bother anyone with asking. Oh my god, I can't believe I had the space for that. Yep, absolutely. Meanwhile, I'm rocking a fictional Midwestern class 1, maybe a class 2. It depends how you look at it. Depends whose history you go with. I'm pretty sure this tender is smaller than the other one. You're supposed to uncut. So we're going to go ahead and shove that back a little further. I kind of want to call it a string here. Everything's poised and ready for the next day of operations. I hope they work on cargo loads in the near future. I feel like this should be a higher priority than maintenance of way. But that would probably break all rolling stock mods. Little long on the safety stop. That's better. I kind of wish I'd gotten to play around with the this pushing before it got limited. All right, let's see. That is, I'm pretty sure that is going to be it for this workday. Let's see. Interesting how appropriate name for the region. Interesting how that works for the game. You have to make a cut on the fly for drop and kicking switching. Town, my local railroad museum used to have the CNO, NYC, Erie, Pennsy all going through town. A lot of track. So once there was torn out back when CSX and Conrail owned it all. Your Heman? What? Yeah, the kicking and dropping is actually a real thing. That is not a thing that just happens in video games. I worked at a place here in near Savannah, Illinois, called the Riverport Railroad for a short period of about a month. They fired me on November 12th, the day after my birthday. Good times. And we would occasionally kick a car. It wasn't regular, but yeah. Pushing. Oh, He-Man. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm gonna call that a stream, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that sub button. Make sure to check out the Discord.